Hello there, everyone, and welcome to Mellow Monday. I'll tell you what, I'm mellowing out outside right now. It is breezy, it is warm. Yeah, the sun is hiding in and out behind the clouds, but you know what? It's a great day. A great day. It's also a great time to look at our psalm for this coming Sunday. We're going to be doing Psalm 69, verses 7 through 18. But you know, there's something about this psalm that's interesting. I looked it up. It doesn't get a whole lot of love in our Revised Common Lectionary. In fact, it only shows up one time in the entire 3-year cycle. Just one time, and that's this Sunday. That's it. But when I looked in my Born and Cry book, it has one of my most favorite psalms in there, and it's to the tune of Deep River. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Now, what's going on with this psalm that we only see it once? Well, partly it's a lament. And oh, come on, who wants to hear a lament on a Sunday morning? You want to hear a hymn of praise, an enthronement psalm, something that's going to lift your spirits. But you know, laments are more common in the psalms than you think. And this particular lament gets, I haven't really pinpointed this as true. It just looks like it. Looks like it gets more use by the New Testament writers than any other psalm that I've seen. Yeah, New Testament writers quote it more, Psalm 69, than any of the other psalms. So it's kind of interesting. We only used it once in our Revised Common Lectionary. But hey, let's look at some of the words of this. It starts, "It is for your sake that I've borne reproach." Now remember, we're starting with verse 7 this Sunday, so we've had some things that have come before this. "It's for your sake that I've borne reproach, that shame has covered my face. I've become a stranger to my kindred, an alien to my mother's children. It is zeal for your house that has consumed me. The insults of those who insult you have fallen on me." And it goes on, and there's the plea for help. "But as for me, my prayer is to you, O Lord. At an acceptable time, O God, in the abundance of your steadfast love, answer me. With your faithful help, rescue me from sinking in the mire. Let me be delivered from my enemies and from the deep waters. Don't let the flood sweep over me, or the deep swallow me up, or the pit close its mouth over me." Yeah, these are real pleas. And now where the New Testament writers come in is the fact that these words were applied to Jesus time and time again. Let me just look here on my notes. In my notes, I'm relying on the words of Jim Limburg. He was an Old Testament professor at Luther Seminary in St. Paul, Minnesota. And in his commentary on this, he points out all the different places where Psalm 69 is used in the New Testament. Now, he starts out by saying, hey, if you read it through, there are 16 cries for help. That's an awful lot of cries for help coming from one psalm. And some of those cries are complaints to God about what's going on. But, okay, what do we have here? At the beginning of the Gospel of John, when Jesus, he kicked out the money changers, that happens at the beginning of the Gospel of John instead of at the end like the other Gospels. His disciples said they remembered his words from Psalm 69. "Zeal for your house will consume me." Yeah. When he talked about all these people who are hate him, again, Jesus referred to the psalm, "They hated me without cause." Those words come from out of there. John saw as the fulfillment of Psalm 69 verse 21 the words when Jesus was offered sour wine. And time again in Matthew and Mark and Luke and in Acts, we see writings that say this was all a fulfillment of what's going on in Psalm 69 with this lament from this individual who's crying out for help from God, crying out for rescue. But it doesn't just end in the Gospels. The Apostle Paul, he makes reference to the psalm, especially verses 23 and 24. And we find that in Romans chapter 11 and also in Romans chapter 15. And when you get into the book of Revelation, I can't even count all the different times that there is reference to the book of the living. Yeah. Is your name written in the book of life? Yeah, that's the book of the living, and that occurs all over the book of Revelation, and that's also a part of Psalm 69, verse 28. Okay, all, and that's not all. There's even more references in the Newer Testament to Psalm 69, which makes it a real favorite. And again, it has me shaking my head as to why don't we see more of it during our church year? Well, I think once again the answer is it is a psalm of lament, and there's a lot of other psalms of lament that we do use throughout the 3-year cycle. So it gets its day this coming week. Psalm 69. Be sure to read the entire psalm. It is a 3-part psalm, verses 1 through 6 that we're not doing. Then we're going to do verses 7 through 18. And then it ends kind of on a flourish, but also on a note of judgment for those who are going after this psalmist. And that would be verses 19 through 36. Read them all. It's very, very good. But we are going to concentrate on that middle section, verses 7 through 18. Okay, God's blessings be with you. Enjoy your Mellow Monday. And hopefully where you're at, it's as wonderful as it is right here. Blessings be with you.